Lord of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. Beyond sight. Beyond sight.
Wait, who's opening the shit?
Well, I guess you are, because I just started it.
I was like, what's going on here? So it is us
He's too worried
again.
about his selfie game.
Yeah, I'm out here. I'm posting pictures. You already know. It is Sight Beyond Sight. It's a Tuesday night. I forgot what Nick called it. What was the name of
In
it?
Search of Horror.
In Search of Horror, because we gotta have that headline out there. It's your boy Andrew. You already know, with Marissa and Nick.
Yep.
And we're here just talking horror movie shit. We just watched Come Play With Us, right?
Come Play.
Come Play. It sounds like Come Play With Us. It sounded more creepy with my name. Come Play. It's like, what the
That's
fuck?
what I was about to say.
Yeah.
His mind's in the gutter.
Already.
That's a
so
lot of
you
other shit that I
already
could
know
say.
how this one's gonna be
Yeah.
a fucking mess.
But
Let's go.
yeah, so we're there. It's kind of it's kind of like that movie Z that we watched, with the demon shit. I'm not breaking it down because I don't do that shit.
I'll do it real quick, and then
But
we'll break it
I'm
down
just
even more.
Going right into it. So
He does
Nick,
the
go right
summary,
in.
and I'll do the details.
Exactly. I just
So-
here to talk shit.
A quick summary of it, and I'll just throw in my opinion because I said it on the last episode if you didn't watch. And we're going to talk about the challenge that he threw up last
Well, we
episode.
threw to him last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, this the story is about like an autistic kid. He can't really talk. He uses like a little phone app to talk. And they never really explain what it is, but it's like a little, you just call it a demon. It's like a monster thing that goes on his app. He starts reading, like it's like a little
Like a story.
creepy nighttime storybook.
Mhm.
And basically this demon wants a friend. That's meaning he wants to, in all these horror movies, they want to kill the kid kind of shit.
Not necessarily kill,
Well,
but take the kid.
Take the kid, but it's killing him.
Mhm.
But so an autistic kid, and you find out like way later why he doesn't have any friends, but
Mhm.
besides being autistic.
Mhm.
But so you find out that the parents are separating because obviously they can't handle what they're dealing with.
We'll
and
get to
then-
that. But
Well,
essentially,
I'm
it's
just giving a summary.
right.
So this, so this thing contacts him through the phone and iPads and all that stuff through, and then basically it wants to be his friend. So it's coming after him to be like, hey, you're not alone. Like, because this evil character called Larry, which is a weird, funny name for a fucking character
I
like a
like it.
demon.
I like it. It's like calling your dog George.
So it's kind of like it wants a friend because it's weird looking. It's really tall. It's like the last if you
Slender
watch
Man
Z,
and
that thing in the background where
and
it's
every
like
other.
hunchback, tall, skinny
Yeah.
kind of thing. Almost kind of how I look like.
It definitely does look. And you know what? Thinking about it, it
You
really
just
did.
put an image in my head that I don't want of my little brother. That fucking sucks.
He has like if you had the sharp razor teeth and the haven't slept for days eyes. Perfectly Nick. It's perfectly Nick.
Okay, so let's do
Yeah.
the breakdown. Okay.
Well,
Well, let's do the breakdown. You pretty much did the summary.
yeah. So just to say, the rest is basically this monster's coming at him. It does fucked up shit in between, And the thing I was just wanted to say before that is
Mhm.
the reason why we're watching this movie is because I said it's better than Z, but it's similar to Z.
Right.
But I think this movie did it better, and we'll
Right.
find out their opinions after the
This-
breakdown. Go
yes.
ahead.
Okay. So, the one difference I find in this is the beginning is a little bit slower. So we meet the child. Does anybody remember the child's name?
Oh shit. Larry stood out so much. That
I
they-
know. It's like Larry's
the
name
only
took
name-
over that.
I don't think they
But-
said his name.
But
that
wait,
much.
can I ask you? I'm not trying to cut off your breakdown,
Mhm.
but you said it was slower when the first scene
No,
that
no, no.
happens.
The first scene wasn't that amazing, to be honest.
No, but I'm
The
saying
build-up
slower
was-
than Z. We're comparing it. If you're comparing it to Z,
Okay.
All right,
slower.
it gave you the aspect of the monster, but it didn't give you a story. It didn't like the build-up. What she's saying is like,
The tension build
yeah.
up.
Okay,
Not
go
the
ahead, go
not
ahead,
the
go ahead.
story. I'm talking about the tension build up. When I talk about build up in regards to horror movies, the build up to me is the feeling that you get of anticipation, right?
Okay.
So in this movie, the anticipation level is a little bit slower, but the introduction to there's something going on is much quicker.
Instant.
Right. It's pretty much instant. But the thing is, what makes to me an effective horror movie is that anticipation. So regardless,
Okay.
so he's in his room and he's watching SpongeBob videos, and he's kind of in his own world. You realize that you don't really realize there's anything wrong, because at first he just looks like a regular kid watching videos. But then he's walking around the house, like it looks like maybe he's having a hard time falling asleep. So he's walking around the house with the old school little slap hand thing.
Yeah,
The sticky slap shit. You play, yeah, like it looks like a hand or something. And
Yeah.
It looks like other shit, but it's back in the day when they had quarter machines and you put a quarter and it comes in a little plastic thing.
It was like the Jello clay thing.
Yeah. So
Well-
he's like going around the house and he's smacking it around everywhere. And he goes into his mom's room, and they show that his mom is sleeping in the bed, and obviously there's somebody missing. So he goes around the house and he sees that his dad is sleeping on the couch. So that gives you the first sense that there's turmoil in the house. Apparently the parents are fighting with each other and the dad is sleeping on the couch. So he's kind of wandering around and he's playing, with his phone, and the lights start to flicker in his room. Right.
Well,
Yeah.
after he reads the story, like the story pops
He
up.
gets the book.
Oh,
that
right,
pops
right.
up
On his
thing.
phone.
You can't forget about that book.
Yeah, on the phone, a book pops up. It doesn't really explain how it pops up. It just all of a sudden is there.
Yeah.
And he starts to read the story.
when
And
you're lonely
as
and
he's
need a
reading
friend.
the story, and the story is basically saying that this Larry character is lonely and he's looking for a friend and blah, blah, blah. But it only gives you a couple of pages of the story. And then the lights start to flicker.
And you hear the
You hear this weird clicking noise. In every fucking horror movie, there's this weird clicking noise.
it really is.
I really would like it to be like something weird, like maybe like, I don't know, like the honking of like a
Like a
clown.
horn? Yeah, I was gonna say like a horn.
What
Like,
the
Listen.
fucking
the dude-
Funkmaster Flex fucking bombs.
listen, Funkmaster Flex is every New Yorker's
No,
worst
but like,
nightmare
or-
as a
or
fucking
like,
monster
You
coming.
know what's creepy too? The cranking of like of the Jack in the Box. That's
The,
creepy.
what is
Well,
it? Conjuring,
Conjuring did it
Yeah,
great
Conjuring
with
Yes.
the
did
with the
it,
thing. Like it's
Yes.
you'll see it right behind you.
Yeah.
And that was a great trailer.
Yeah.
I think one of these days
that's a creepy one.
we
That's a
got to
creepy
break
one.
down horror movie trailers
Yeah.
compared to the movie. Like we'll just be like, yo, the trailer made the movie look great and the movie sucked.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
vice
Conjuring
versa.
did not suck. All right,
no,
That's
I'm
No,
not
no, no.
saying it sucked.
Or
I'm
I
saying
said,
to the-
or vice versa. Okay,
Yeah.
regardless. Okay.
And just sorry, not to cut you off. I'm just saying when you watch the movie, the whole breakdown of this character, Larry character, and when you read the book, it's like this kid's autistic, and the
But we
wording
don't
in
know
the
this.
book.
But we don't know this yet.
Oh no. I'm just saying that the wording in the book
It's very
is kind of
simplistic.
like, oh, like Larry is different because
It's
he looks
kinda like-
weird. He doesn't have
yeah.
any friends.
Yes.
And so it's like that's why it's
He
interesting
relates to him,
Yes,
yes.
there you go.
But in this case, before we even know he's autistic, before we even know he has any speech issues, he starts to read the story, and so he closes the door to his bedroom, runs to his bed because he starts to hear this clicking noise. And by the time he gets to his bed from closing the door's open again. So then he runs back to the door, he closes it, he uses his little sticky hand thing to jam it under the door, and then pushes a bunch of stuff in front of the door and runs back to his bed. Now, and then he does what every kid does and
Oh,
pulls
the
the blanket
blanket.
over your
Which I
head.
never understood that because I would never
It
do
feels
that.
like protection.
No,
it,
I don't know.
it did.
I don't know.
It did.
It
And
feels
so
Now,
like
I
you
grew up a
listen,
little
Nick.
bit-
You said it does. I understand. You still do it.
The same reason why I can't leave my feet out of the covers at
No.
night.
That's see, I agree with that. I would
See,
never leave my feet out
I'm
because I'm not
opposite.
trying to get my feet grabbed. Like
I
that's
don't-
bullshit.
I don't mind my feet being out, and because it gets air, and if it gets too hot, then I start sweating. So I need to leave my feet out. And I get what you're saying because the last thing I would fucking need is to feel something grabbing at my foot.
No, what you
But
would feel
the
is like the
covers thing
tickle that
stopped.
goes like this, and then you would freak
Oh
out.
yeah,
I just want to get like a
Okay.
cat because you know how like cats they run and they grab your feet.
I
type
almost
shit?
killed her.
That should be fucking hilarious. Just to scare the shit out of me. If I knew this when we lived together, I'd have been like, ha ha, sucker.
No, I did that with hers. One day when I was living with Marissa, she had a cat, and I left it, either the door was creaked open or I left it open one night, and I just woke up in the middle of the night because I guess I twitched and the cat was sleeping by my foot and hit it, and I fucking kicked it, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And it looked at me like, "What the fuck you hit me for?" And I was like, "You piece of shit," and I just went back to sleep.
Oh man, that's fucking hilarious.
That's so funny.
I'm sorry, we're cutting you off a lot. Yeah.
It's okay. Okay, so he puts the covers over, and then he does finally take the covers off, and he sees like an image, but then it flashes to like maybe he's dreaming, and he's moaning. He's not really screaming for his mom or dad, but he starts to like moan, and then his mom runs into the room to see what's wrong, and that's when you realize there's something not really right about this kid. And that's when you realize like maybe he's not very at first I thought he was a mute, but he was making noise, so it wasn't until later that you realize like he's autistic and he's just
He has
not
speech issues. He kind of
he just is not vocal. So, and then it goes to like how his school is, and there's like these bully kids that kind of mess with him, and it goes into all that, and they do. This was the most mild case of bullying in any horror movie, because
true.
they just like lure him to a field and then make fun of him in a circle and throw his phone.
That got all it takes.
Well,
Like,
no.
I mean, you're in the open field. You get your fucking iPhone thrown. They make fun of you, and then he kicks dirt on you. That's kind of some disrespectful shit.
It is.
Honestly.
But that's the most mild of bullying that you could possibly
But
have.
me-
Hey,
Well,
listen, not
it
every
is-
kid's gonna have a box cutter like, hey, my dad's a construction worker.
Yeah, Marissa,
Let me
they're
go
in
take-
elementary school. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna fuck you up, kid.
bullying back in the day was totally different than
I know.
bullying now.
Now you just go and take their phone, fuck up their shit, and you'll be
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
So he loses his phone. His mom comes and gets him, blah, blah, blah. But his dad happens to work in a,
Empty parking lot.
That's what it looked like.
I don't
honestly.
know what it is, a security booth, I guess you could say, in a parking lot. And he happens to notice because something made a noise in a box. So what do? You look in the box to see what made that noise. And apparently it was an iPad that
A
somebody
big
had
one.
lost.
It wasn't an iPad mini. It was a big
Nah,
iPad.
he had the
The old school iPad.
well, yeah, I don't even know what to call this shit, to be honest. I was
Yeah.
gonna say iTouch, but that's smaller, so yeah. it's an
Yeah.
I don't
iPad.
even know what the fuck iPhones. fuck
Anyway.
that shit.
So he
Fuck
takes
you,
it home
iPhone.
thinking like,
you,
oh,
buy
this
an
is
iPod.
great. Like this is a new like thing that I could bring home to him. So he brings the kid home this iPad, and the kid's playing with it. He's playing with all the fucking cool, stupid features that changes your face into random shit, until he's like going around his room and he's got this skeleton face on, and as he's turning around his closet,
You
there
see
it goes.
a second
There's a
skeleton face.
second skeleton face. So he kind of goes back and forth, and the story reappears on his iPad, and he starts to read more of the story. And more of the story is basically that he's lonely and he doesn't want other kids to be lonely. So it kind of
Larry's a good
relates to
guy.
him a little bit.
Trust me, you feel Larry at the end of the movie.
Yeah. So he is at school, and now he's starting to draw Larry. He's obsessed with Larry, and all these weird things start to happen. And his speech therapist suggests to the mom again, maybe he should be with kids his age, and maybe, so what does she do? She invites the bully kids to the house for a sleepover, because
Of
that's
course.
what you do.
Yeah, because you invite the bully kids.
Yeah.
She knew it
So
was the bully
apparently,
kids?
no,
No,
she
she
didn't
didn't.
I
know.
was about to say, yeah.
But she was friends with one of the moms. They had a falling out. They don't reveal it at this point, but they have a falling out, and she made up with her, and they brought all the kids to the house for a sleepover.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because he's autistic, he has routines. So his nighttime routine is to sit there and moan until he falls asleep. That's how he comforts himself. So the kids are pissed off because they're like, are we going to listen to this all night?
Can I say that I like your mom aspect because
yeah, I
I
ready to
didn't
go in.
really
There's a lot of shit.
I understood that he, I didn't get that from the movie. Like, I
What?
understand that he moans,
Mhm.
but I felt
It
like
was
he
his
was just
comfort.
moaning because before this, he was getting creeped out about the fucking Larry guy. So he
Yeah.
threw the iPad in the closet. The
Oh, I
stair
forgot that
closet.
part.
But
I-
I thought he was moaning because he was staring at it, and he was scared.
No, that was his
Not
nighttime
be-
routine.
See, and that's what I'm saying. I like the mom aspect because it's like, no, that's what he does every night. And I was like, what the
See,
fuck you
and
get that from?
that's why we're gonna get to the fact that this mom is trash. No, Marissa's awesome, but this mom is trash.
Well, we'll get
Yeah,
there. We'll
she's
get
pretty-
there.
she's
We'll
pretty
get there.
trash.
We'll
Yeah.
get there because
So-
we're gonna go into our fucking arguments later.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I missed the spot because he's playing with the next day he's still playing with the iPad and he's reading more of the story and the lights start to flicker and not just flicker but they start to burst in the house. So
Well-
he's a little freaked out about this iPad at this point and it moves.
Yeah, but
It moves from the kitchen table to the
No.
dining room table to the kitchen table.
no, it
What?
doesn't.
No,
That's when the
yeah.
mom comes back.
Oh, my bad.
You're what she's trying to say, and we'll bring it back. And listen, if you're listening to this podcast and you don't know how it is already,
There's no
go fuck
perfection.
yourself. There's not. We're imperfect. But
Imperfect.
anyway, throughout the scenes, because like obviously we're not gonna break down scene by scene. Throughout the thing, it's when she was saying he is obsessed with him. It's not on the level like I like Larry.
Yeah.
It's I'm fucking terrified. And Larry gets in touch with him because he has what we didn't say yet is that how he communicates is that he has an app on his phone or the iPad
Yeah, but see,
where he would like there's little things for the words, so they'll be like I blah blah blah. So the iPads, the phones would talk.
Think of like
for
a
him.
But he-
modern speak and spell.
but he
Yeah.
wasn't obsessed with him. The thing is,
No,
is that
He
Larry honestly was just an image for the kid.
Yeah.
The like until the mom seen it, nobody gave a fuck.
yeah,
Even when he let the kids sleep over,
yeah, nobody gave a fuck.
nobody talked about
Okay,
Larry.
so then,
Larry is
but
just a
wait,
fake
but wait,
image
so then,
for like
my
45
point,
minutes.
My point was this, just to break down to the scene she was going to.
yeah,
He talked through that. Larry talked up into this point where she's getting to the sleepover.
mhm.
Larry did communicated with him through that. Like he'll touch something and be like, "Who are you?" and it would say like Larry, and you know what I'm saying. So he's
Instead of for
kinda
one scene, it wasn't
creepy.
that great.
kind of creeped out. He put the iPad that his dad had at his job and put it in the closet near the stairs, whatever. And when the sleepover happens,
That
he's staring
apparently
and
is only
moaning
at
the
rich people's
stairs.
houses because who the hell has like a little
The little
like
Closet,
Harry
cupboard
Potter
and thing,
closet in
yeah.
the
Yeah, I was just gonna say Harry Potter had that shit too.
so
that's
anyway,
the easiest way
so
to break it down. Sure.
yeah, the little Harry Potter closet.
Yeah.
So, but,
So then as he's like sitting there moaning and he's like he is staring at the closet. I'm not gonna lie, but he is staring at the closet, but he seems to moan as like a comfort thing for him.
yeah, cone and hum, like moan and hum and
Yeah.
all that shit.
So the one kid is like, oh, maybe he like hid a stash of candy in his closet. And of course it's the colored kid that says that they
The
hide.
ginger kid, yeah. Oh
No,
no,
it was
it was
the
the
color
oh
kid.
no,
kid.
it was the kid, the black
Don't you
kid,
disrespect?
the light-skinned black kid.
Yes.
with the fucking
He was
Jerry
really
curl.
cute though. Like I felt like they found the cutest little like
They found a kid from Hose. And
did you say hose?
you never seen that movie Hose?
No.
The movie where like they dig in holes. I forgot.
Oh,
Oh,
hose.
hose.
Hose,
I
yeah.
thought he said hose. Like
This is how
H-O-E.
ghetto this motherfucker is.
I
He
was
said,
what?
like the movie Hose. Like I thought it was a movie
Yes.
about prostitutes he was talking about. I was like,
Hole
has he seen a movie I didn't see yet?
with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that's only Milk Money that they had little kids looking at grown ass women.
H-O-L-E-S, not H-O-S.
Like I said, Milk Money's the only movie I ever seen where little kids seen a grown woman's, body. That movie was epic, growing up.
Anyway, stop. So anyway, so he digs through the closet. He finds the iPad, and of course, the iPad has a story.
Wait,
and
wait.
this little
You missed it.
no, I didn't. Stop. So,
You missed it.
Stop. So the kid finds the iPad in the closet,
The bully kid,
the bully kid, and he starts reading
the Larry story.
the Larry story. And as you go on, the Larry story starts to tell you, if you finish this story, I'm going to come
and get
into
you.
your world. Not to get you. It wasn't that ominous. It was more like, if you finish
Coming to
this
get you.
story, like, do you want to be my friend?
Larry's a pedophile.
Yeah.
He was
From
kind
another
of pedophile,
dimension.
but he wanted to bring you into his world like Michael.
That was still pedophile shit. Still pedophile shit.
Remember
The
the
time I touched you in the butt. Do you remember the time?
Whoa, Marissa.
She went farther than I went. I was trying to keep it very PG.
We're rated
Sorry.
R, Marissa. This ain't the review of Neverland Ranch or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
that's
sorry.
we're not doing it.
My bad. That's a whole other documentary podcast thing.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
we gotta get into that. But go ahead.
Anyway.
ahead.
Okay, so at that point the lights start bursting again. All the kids started getting freaked out because now they realize that, you know, that this kid is not just a weirdo, like there's something else going on.
Mhm.
And the one main bully kid is kind of refusing
To
to
believe-
realize like what's going on. And like the main kid, I really wish I remembered his name.
His name is Oliver.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, I felt like there was like a little like like a little brain spark, like Oliver.
No, but
Oh,
he was
got
angry
it.
about it. He was angry about it.
Like he knew the whole time, even though he just
He's
said.
like, God damn it, it's
I don't
Oliver.
know
How do
it."
you not know it's Oliver? Anyway, so
Such a common name.
so Oliver is like holding up his iPad because he realizes that using the camera and the iPad, you could see the creature because it's like the alternate universe type of thing. So he's holding up the iPad trying to see this thing, and it's crouched like in the corner. And the bully kid kind of goes to try to be like, "There's nothing here." And then as he goes into the corner, I kept wanting him to be snatched up for like real proof, but
Yeah.
instead they just kind of pushed the kitchen table and pinned him.
And he was
I'm
getting
choking out.
choked. He was getting choked.
I was getting there. Relax.
Nah, so we got to point out the fact
First,
we had child abuse. It was awesome.
first they pushed the table into the corner,
wait,
and
no,
then
no.
they were choking the kid.
Stop saying they,
Larry was
and
choking
you
the
got to
kid.
say the thing beforehand.
Oh my god,
All these
they're
kids,
difficult today. I'm really sorry, guys.
all these kids she almost got into it where the main kid
I keep
denied
getting
it,
interrupted.
and
Yeah.
now
Oh,
you
we
feel
just-
now you know what
yeah.
it feels like. Now you know what it feels like.
He's trying hard to support his
So
movie.
sensitive.
He wants to make sure his
So-
movie gets higher than the
No,
seven.
I'm just trying to break it down. So like, you know, because there was a little bit more to it. The rest of the kids are saying like, no, obviously the autistic kid couldn't be Oliver, couldn't say anything.
Remember that name.
And the main kid was kind of like she was saying like, fuck you, this ain't real, this is an app. And then he gets closer to the monster. Now, when she says they pushed the kitchen table, no, it wasn't the kids. Oliver, he went
No.
into the corner where Larry was. Like, this
Larry-
is bullshit.
Yeah.
And Larry was just like, oh, is it? Whoop. I'm not fake, motherfucker.
I mean, technically,
So,
yeah, that's what he did.
Now, I
Yes.
just want to point out during this whole time, there was lights popping, there was kids screaming, all this stuff happening, and the mother,
Percocets put you to sleep.
bad mom. Like every horror movie, it wouldn't be a horror movie if it didn't have bad parents. If there was good parents, there would be no horror movie.
If
So-
there were smart people, there wouldn't be no horror movie.
Regardless,
If his
if there's
mom
a
was on
kid
oxy, she
and
would've been
parents,
lit.
the parents are fucking terrible, and she's fucking terrible. And at this point, the husband is totally moved out of the house, like totally gone, right? So, and by the way, also bad parents, you have an autistic child, there's change in the house. You don't sit down and explain that daddy's moving out.
Oh yeah,
I
the
g-
kid
I-
had to find out
But listen,
that Larry
this-
told the
this
kid.
isn't about bad parenting.
It
All
is.
right.
Every horror movie is
It's
about
not-
bad parenting.
No, this is not about. This
It's
is
a
about
PSA.
bad mommying. Being a bad
we're go-
mommy.
No, wait. We'll get into that. We'll get into that. Because
Okay.
he just said that to protect the husband part, like the father guy. But go ahead.
Okay, so
I want to see the argument later.
so then she calls the parents to come pick up their kids. They're all fucking majorly traumatized, especially the one that got choked out by Larry.
That's
Nah,
right,
he was definitely
motherfucker.
traumatized. He
Yeah.
was definitely-
I would
So,
be
okay,
too if
so
Larry
just-
took me out in the corner.
So okay, the main bully is of course the white kid, right? The secondary is a Gingy, and the third is either a black or a Spanish kid. You can't
He
tell
was light
because
skin. He was light skin with some curls in his head.
Yeah.
so it
And
could be
lucky.
mixed.
yeah, he
He
could be
mixed.
mixed or he could be Dominican.
He
It's
grew up
just a
lucky.
little tanner.
He didn't
Yeah.
know what
And the
fuck.
ginger is the most evil out of the people. And
Oh,
I'll
stop.
explain it
Nah,
later.
he was, the nigga was chewing out some shit in the classroom. He looked like a fucking dog. He had like a truth thing in his fucking mouth.
And he was the only one at the end that wasn't part of the
Wanted to be
group, the
friends.
Losers Club.
Yeah. Anyway, so and this is
Fucking
what I'm
gingers.
about to describe. Also, fuck gingers. So
Children
the
of the Corn.
yes.
Hey.
So they're
love that
trying to
movie.
find out what exactly happened, and they're like, well, who did this to the white kid, right?
All the
And-
kids, because all the kids are scared.
Right. So instead of them saying Larry, the Gingy said it was Oliver.
See, the ginger started it. The ginger said,
One,
"Nah, I'm not
Wait,
gonna give up Larry."
I did not
I
hear
see
the
a little
ginger
red
say
in your
that.
beard, so
I
Shut
thought it
up.
was.
We're Irish.
I
We're
thought it was the
part
nigga that
Irish,
got
damn it.
choked. Wasn't it the kid
I'm
that
about to
got
dye my
choked that
beard.
said? Oh no,
No,
he got when he told the parents.
Yeah, he told the
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
It was the ginger that said, "Nah, it was the autistic kid."
Because he was shook.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Whatever
was a
you want,
pussy.
Ginger.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
We don't want no
ginger.
shook ones.
God
Anyway.
damn, man. Ginger's gonna hate us.
It's gonna be- yo, I would love to see a comment
The
like,
Ginger Coalition.
I can't help the way I was born. I'm like, you're just
Nigga,
evil.
Like a
Sun
red
rays,
penny. Like
sun
a
rays
Oh,
red penny.
defeat you, my guy. You scared of the sun.
Anyway,
How
okay,
many
so
SPF you got? You got to use. What's the SPF volume right now? Someone's coming up. You scared? You scared right now?
Daywalker.
Well, technically, they got to be a night walker in the summer. Oh, sorry. This is great. This is an
Tangent.
awesome episode. I don't care. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so all the parents take their kids away. The mom is like, "What the f is going on?" And at this point now, I don't remember. Okay, so nothing happens. He goes back to school. I'll call him the brown kid and the red kid are staring at
So
him.
racist.
That was heavier.
I don't know
racist.
what.
Like, listen, we don't discriminate on color or race or brand.
I didn't mean it like that because
You
there's
just gotta
three
say-
and there's
Just say the kids. Just say the kids.
no because one is not there. So
Yeah.
how do I describe the one
Alright,
that's
so
we-
which
not
one's not
there?
there?
Wait,
Which
wait,
one's
wait,
The
not
white
Melissa,
kid's not
The
there.
white boy's
Melissa.
not there. The white boy's not there, and the two other kids are there. We can discriminate on the whites.
Wait,
We have years of white people coming
right.
over,
You're
so we can
totally
discriminate
right.
on
But
them.
Marissa, hold on. Through the whole review so far, you're saying the main bully. You could have said the main bully wasn't there. Instead, when we start talking
And
about
that works too.
gingers,
I didn't peep
she,
that.
she,
I would just-
she jumped on the racist train. She was just like,
She-
the
she-
fucking red
she
guy
was on
and the brown guy was
Right-
there.
right the
and
racist
the
train.
white guy wasn't.
We point out all colors on this side. We gotta make it
I
known.
feel like Bill
Yeah.
Burr right now. You misunderstand me.
With the white,
He's the
white-
only ginger I
listen,
like.
the
besides-
You misunderstand me. I'm sorry. Let's recoup. I'm sorry. So
Yeah,
he goes to
let's
school
calm
the
down.
next day.
Okay, hold on. Let's take a moment.
Okay.
We're not editing this. All right, no, you're,
Okay,
you're ruining
no,
it.
no.
You're ruining the mantra.
Nah, I'm good. I'm ready to
Everyone,
go.
deep breath.
Nah, I don't need that.
Oh, he did it without us, fucker.
Ah, fucking bitch.
Okay, anyway.
That's why
Okay,
you
so he goes-
sitting there with your fucking black t-shirt and your brown skin, motherfucker.
You brown skin. Like, God damn. I quit this podcast. That's why I was smart and I said I want to be his friend.
Okay.
all
So
right.
anyway, so
That was good. That was good.
everybody except for the main bully was at school, and the kid is completely beside himself, and he goes home the next day, and the mom is trying to replace all the light bulbs that this thing blew up while he's at school, and she's like got all the light bulbs on the kitchen table, and she's starting to replace them, and she walks out of the room, and she sees on the tablet the story, right?
Yes, but this is where they weren't paying attention because we like to talk and watch movies, which we're gonna have a live streaming eventually. When she gets home, when she's doing this at home, like she's saying, where the kids at school, she bought all these light bulbs for the day before, where all the kids got, the one kid got fucking chokeholded. The tablet's on the table, and
Oh.
it glows, and she looks at it like, what the fuck is this? Because she doesn't know about the story. She doesn't know about Larry. She doesn't know what the fuck is going on. So she's going around the living room because apparently they got like 50 fucking lights in the living room.
Like lamps,
And
Well,
then,
table lamps and shit.
and this is where, and I'll explain later to why I like this movie over Z or whatever, because visually it was better.
Just accept the fact that
But they pan to her doing like the corner light, and then it pans back to like a bigger pan, and the tablet's not on the table, but she hears it, but it's on the TV to where she just was. Like it's on the like recliner seat where she just was. So she's like, "What the fuck is this?" She grabs it, she puts it in the kitchen, and then the lights flicker in the other room, and that's where you get where she was put it in the other room.
Yeah. So, and then apparently, Larry decides to put the light bulbs back into the lamps for her, and you see all
this
the
chandelier shit.
not chandeliers. What are you talking about? The lampshades
Oh yeah, that's right.
are moving. So, so she starts to freak out, and she starts to read the story more.
Yeah, because it glows again.
Yeah, so she starts to read the story more and realizes when all that happens, like, wow, like this is something. So she runs to the school, snatches her kid out of like watching some sort of like whatever the hell on the you know how like back in the day you would sit Indian style
projector
screen,
shit,
and you
yeah.
would like watch a video on the projector. So she snatches her kid, says like there's a family emergency, runs back.
That's
And-
what you need in your house, Marissa. Like the roll down projector.
I do have a roll down projector. What are you talking about?
Did
Facts.
you have a roll down? I thought it was
Facts.
just like you. I didn't know. No,
And
it
we
was
stream
automatic.
fucking
Okay.
UFC.
No, you
Yeah,
really
shut
don't.
up. Stop telling everybody our stuff.
Yeah.
Dana
relax.
White's gonna come
No, I
up.
ain't say illegally.
Now you did. Fucking Dana's gonna be after me, man. Anyway.
Go ahead. Oh, sorry.
So then she takes her kid and they go back to the house and they are like, we need to go to your dad, right? So they grab all his stuff, and as they're grabbing his stuff, he grabs. Now this is where I will agree,
Okay.
bad mom style. You have an autistic child. You're telling him to pack his shit, right?
Because now she believes in Larry.
Now she believes in
This is
Larry.
even the level of bad mom.
And he's packing his stuff. So what does he grab? His sticky hands, his toys from his counter, no clothes, shoves it in a bag, goes to run down the stairs, gets distracted because he's autistic. So duh, right?
Yeah, mom does have-
Mom is already outside in the car packing her shit because she's a dumbass bitch, right? So he starts to see lights flickering. So he knows that if he takes his iPad, he can see
the monster.
the monster where it is. So he runs back to his room, grabs the iPad, and is looking for it. Runs into the parents' room. He sees it in the parents' room, and it kind of tricks him and goes around him and goes back to his room.
Mhm.
So then he goes into his room and he sees it by the side of the bed, and it puts a hand up
Yeah.
all creepily and puts something on the bed,
SpongeBob
which I thought
SquarePants.
was cornbread at first. I honestly did. I said, "Is that
Cornbread?
cornbread?"
Cornbread. Like a monster mix.
What?
And then we all
Bruh,
agreed, like,
listen, the monster for cornbread, I'm dying. I'm like, yo, this shit's so it's moist.
oh,
It's a wrap.
It don't
moist,
even eat butter. It don't even eat
moist,
butter.
fresh cornbread. Like,
It's a wrap.
oh,
I was like, my nigga,
I'll be your friend. Fucking Larry, let's go.
my mom don't make cornbread like this. It's a wrap.
But it wound up being a yellow sponge because the kid loves SpongeBob.
Yeah, SpongeBob is a major theme in this fucking
Because he
movie.
the kid loves SpongeBob. So it puts the sponge on the bed, kind of like the lotion in the basket.
I was
And-
just
Put the lotion in the basket.
I was just about to say the ending of it. You ruined it. I was like, it puts the sponge on the bed or else it gets the hose again. Like,
So
Silence of the Lambs.
Great movie.
So then it reaches its other hand out, kind of suggesting
Yeah, like-
take my hand. But then the mom comes and yells, Oliver, and it grabs the sponge.
She gotta
No,
critique
no,
my
go
girl.
ahead. I didn't
gotta
want to
critique
stop
my
you.
girl for it.
I didn't want to stop you.
I'm a stopper because she got made fun of my woman. For it.
The
I know
woman
she
you're
was-
about to talk shit
She was
about.
stupid in the movie, but still, like, I still love her.
Anyway,
I'm one
so
of them niggas.
so he grabs the sponge. They go to the dad's new what seems like basement apartment, because that's what apparently he could afford.
It looked like
Nah,
a
that was
fucking
definitely
warehouse.
that was definitely a basement apartment. Like, when they shot the wide angle,
Yeah,
the wall, and then you seen the windows.
Yeah, when the
And it was
windows
like,
are
my nigga,
like,
you gotta go slide up and then crawl out. Yeah, you
Yeah.
already know.
Didn't have egress windows.
Yeah.
It was a very illegal basement apartment.
Yeah.
So
That's
the mom is explaining to the husband all the shit that she's seen and that it's real and blah blah blah. And the
But-
husband, of course, thinks you're a fucking Looney Tune.
can I
'cause-
break down how stupid she was though? Explaining it.
Oh,
So- So
This is
all the
funny.
lights turn out when you read the stupid fucking story of this guy. So the lights
Because
flicker.
apparently it uses electricity. That's what we
Yeah,
were trying, like
it's-
slowly figuring it out that it uses the electricity
It has like energy or something, maybe to whatever.
to go in between
So
worlds.
when she's explaining the story, she literally, and apparently this motherfucker still has 50 lights in his goddamn.
He
It's
lives
a
in
basement
Nigga hasn't
apartment.
caught
So,
sunlight in like
it's-
3 weeks.
It's like
What the fuck?
she goes around one, she's like, this is what happened. And then she goes to another one across the room. Click, click, click. Like she did that like 3 or 4 times. I was like, he gets it. It flickered. You can stop at one.
Nah, after the first one,
This
I'm
is
like,
the
yo,
flicker.
calm down.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay,
So
sorry.
he thinks she's crazy. And he said, listen, since you don't want the kid to go to school, I'll take him to work with me to the creepy night job that I have
like how
in the
you
middle
put
of the
on my
park, in the middle of the fucking parking lot in a small booth. So
We just showing y'all.
and
today.
what's crazy is the first time we see him working, he's just wearing a t-shirt and pants, right?
Yeah, nah.
And then what he takes is- and then what he takes-
When he takes his son, he looks like me. You trying to say with a button up?
Yes, with a button up.
When he took his son, he dressed
And he had a
literally how Nick
belt
dressed
on.
right now, with the whole button down and some khakis. He was like trying to show his son how to be a professional man at work.
A professional
Ticket taker at a booth.
Yeah. Booth ticket ticker.
Yeah.
Niggas like me go to work with my do-rag.
so so it all goes well at first until the dad's phone all of a sudden has the Larry story. Amazing. So the dad is reading it and the son is like,
It's
no,
a
no,
great
no,
app.
but he can't speak. So
He
he's like,
can't- yeah, he does his like
Yeah.
autistic. I know what the fuck's going on, and you're like, listen to me, shit.
yeah. So he starts reading it and the lights start to flicker and then he kind of goes, oh, that's kind of weird. And then he starts to read and the really starts to flicker.
Yeah.
And then he goes to his truck, leaves his kid in the booth by himself, goes to the truck to go get tools to fix the lights. And then I got distracted. So you guys gotta.
All right.
Oh.
So wait, I got it. So anyway, this is the reason why we're like saying how stupid he was is because it's right after his wife said the whole flickering story, reading the thing, and
Yeah.
so he goes back like she said, and then goes back in the booth and be like, "Oh, fix this stupid shit," and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and then
Justin, I gotta cut the She was bothering me after a while. You know, I'm
Larry
losing
coming
weight.
after
I
you
don't
or
have that
something?
extra- I don't have that extra fat right now to keep me company. You know what I mean?
so
Gotta get you a
so he goes
cushion.
back in the booth
Yeah.
and he looks like he fixes shit and shit turns on, and then I think the story comes back on right on the thing, and he was just like, "What?" And then he's switching, and then shit starts happening. He sees the parking lights go off, and it goes off like one over here, almost like the monster's walking,
Yeah.
but you can't see it.
And then
and
the
then,
car
uh,
alarms go
Car
off.
alarms go on and they shut back off and they go. So he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then I'm getting confused with because there was 3 scenes with him, and the first one was a cool scene. I wanted to talk afterwards because we
Yeah.
What,
passed
the
that.
one with the paper?
Yeah,
you're
that was
talking
the
about?
one that
Yeah.
was after.
That's
But
that's the
Oh,
first
no.
scene.
yeah, that was
Okay.
the first scene. But
Yeah.
no, we'll talk about that after. 'cause
And then the
I'm gonna
second
talk
scene
Yeah,
about
we
when the
skipped
kid
that. We
goes.
so
skip
when the
that.
kid goes,
Yeah.
so all this shit's happening. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then doesn't the door shut and all this shit's happening?
Nah, that's the last scene. The
That's the
door
last
shutting
scene?
is the last
No,
scene.
when does the
So-
kid go out into the parking
That's
lot?
That's this
the
scene.
Second scene. The second scene is when
That's what
he
we're
goes
talking about.
out and he's walking with the fucking radar thing. That's
No, no,
like a laser thing.
Oh
No,
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 no, no! It's
And he's
it's
doing
it's an
The
electricity
door
detector.
shit don't happen
Oh,
until
oh,
he
okay.
gets.
You're
yeah,
right. You're right.
yeah.
Sorry.
We got
Nigga, I
distracted.
paid
There was some
attention to the
spillage that
movie.
happened.
I
and it
pay
was, like, some
attention
distraction.
Because I want to sit here and talk shit.
Yeah,
So I have to pay attention.
He's totally right. So when he goes out to get his tools from the car, he goes back in to fix it. The kid goes out. I think he figures what's going on. There's like
With the
gusts of wind and
electricity.
electricity.
Yeah.
So he
he
has
takes
this
the
sticky hand.
and the
thing.
electricity meter.
Yeah, so he's like using his dad's tool, like,
Basically look like a
something's in
laser
front of me.
pointer.
Yeah.
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 So he starts using the sticky thing that he was using in the first scene that sticks on the walls. And then after, and again, I thought this was another cool visual.
Mm.
He throws it, it sticks on the character, and of course, it's kind of like it's a big, tall
It's
character. So I was
invincible.
like, poop.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what the fuck? And right when the monster, you feel that is going to go after him, you can't see the monster at this point. That's when the dad grabs him and goes, hey, everything all right? And pulls him back in there
Yeah.
and back into the booth. Since you pay attention, what
What's up?
happened when they went back in?
That's
What, when
when
he went back in the booth?
Yeah.
yeah, that's when things started getting really
Um,
crazy.
Basically, they go back to the house. They
No,
he
no,
left
no,
it.
no, no,
The kid gets fucking held. That's
Oh
when he-
yeah. The kid gets yoked up like
Oh,
some
my
big
God.
show.
But what
The
happened
nigga
before
grabs him
that?
by his throat, and his pop's like, "Oh, what the
Okay.
fuck?"
No,
And he's
okay,
looking,
the pet.
Because
the-
I don't do description because I
okay,
speak
stop,
ghetto.
stop,
All right.
stop,
I mean-
stop. So when they get back into the booth,
He was like
Mhm.
this.
yeah, when they go back into the booth, the dad realizes that you can see through the cameras.
No.
Learning from the yes,
Nah, he did realize it.
because he's looking like
That's
this.
how he knows in the
through the
last act
camera.
for him what he was doing.
He was
Yeah,
looking
but you're
through-
not
stop,
explaining.
Stop.
No, you're
He's-
not explaining.
Because that's how he
The
sees
dad
his son.
doesn't believe in it until this time, until he goes back to the booth. The fucking thing, the phone turns back on.
Yes, and
That's
then
when
he
he starts.
picks the
You
phone
didn't
up.
explain that.
Do you really need that?
Yes. You want to bring it down, see my
He wants to
scene?
both his
Yes.
movie so bad because he's gonna lose next week.
I know. Yeah, he
Anyway,
does it.
so he is
When they
using
go back
the
into
phone.
the booth, he uses the phone. The thing starts. The fucking lights flicker again. All this shit happens. He's like, "Oh shit, this is real." Then you could explain it.
Then he uses the phone and he's looking around for the monster, and then he sees in a reflection that his son is hovering with his mouth covered by this thing, and he drops the phone, turns around, grabs his kid. Actually, no, he doesn't drop it. He grabs
grabs
the
it, yeah.
tablet. He grabs his son, and they go
Which-
into the car and they go home, and then
Which
they
is bullshit. Because like my nigga, how you gonna grab your kid off some monster that's that big? On
kick
some
it in the
real.
nuts. Wolfman
He
has
ain't do
nuts.
none of that. Because if he would have kicked
Yeah.
him in the nuts, he would have had balls on the last act before he got into his shit.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know if
true.
Larry has balls.
Like Larry, you out of didn't really
You
have
know-
him yoked up like that.
You would have, because you would have saw them swinging.
Oh, that was some
Like it the
shit.
whole
Yeah,
time.
that,
Yeah,
like
that's true.
that would have been my scene. I would throwing jabs and shit.
Yeah.
Like
So
that's how you gotta do it. Like that was
Yeah.
bullshit. Like that kind of got me mad. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Because he's
one
in,
thing,
he's
because
in
like how
between
you turn
worlds.
around and grab the kid in between.
Because he's not
Alright.
he doesn't have a secure grasp on him because
No,
he's
no.
in between worlds
Alright.
at this point.
Alright,
So you
alright,
can
alright.
kind of just like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
more in the current world than
Nah,
the
I
other
feel you.
characters.
suspension
I
of
feel you.
disbelief. Is what we're
Okay.
getting at.
So
Only
so
thing is
now
that-
they believe what's going
I
on.
believe.
They believe now.
Damn. All right. So they go back to the house. He goes back to the house and he's like, "What the fuck just happened to me?" And
Yeah.
his wife or girlfriend, whatever, the mother
Wife.
of the child is kind of like, "I fucking told you."
Yeah.
And then he was just like, "What are we gonna do?" I'm trying to figure out what the next scene after that, because they really do this whole. And I actually know
It's
the
really
kid.
not. You might as well just
the
jump
tick-
towards the end so we
Well,
can really get
okay,
into the
but
shits.
the kid at that point is kind of saying like he walked with an arrogance because he drew a picture. He drew like 2 pictures and he was just like they were like, "This is nice," because they're treating him like an autistic, like
Yeah.
retarded kid. And then he was just like, "Give me the fucking picture back."
Oh yeah, he
Grabbed
draws
the
2
picture
pictures.
and he was basically saying, "This is
explaining.
me. This is a fucking monster." And it was like 2 different pages saying like, "Listen, he's not in our realm." And again, this is the stupid thing because this where writing. Well, I think there's more where the writing was bad in this particular movie, but when
say your movie
the
sucked.
parents discuss like the exact. He's in a different dimension because our autistic kid threw him in 2 different pages. I get it. It's a horror movie. You're not gonna fucking whatever. But that was just a funny scene to me because the kid was actually like confident.
Mhm.
But then again, it just goes after this.
Yeah.
Really, it's like, all right, the mother believes, the father believes. They're trying to figure the shit out.
Yeah.
The fucking
Oh, so then after that, they decide we need to destroy this tablet. So they take this iPad outside and they hit it with a hammer. I don't know, like 37 times, which is
Oh, yeah.
unnecessary
Okay, yeah.
because you hit I mean, you lightly drop an iPad and it shatters to a million pieces, but they hammer the shit out of this thing. So
Because-
they think
iPhone gave them money to do that.
Probably.
iPhone must be giving a lot of fucking movies money because every movie we watch is based off a fucking iPhone.
Yeah, but guess-
I have been saying that for the longest time. I want to know a modern movie that the person doesn't have an Android.
My movie's gonna have galaxies.
Android Galaxy all day. That's right. And smart people.
That's what I want to find a movie that the people don't have fucking iPhones. It's annoying.
But yeah,
anyway,
it's-
so they smash this thing, and for a little bit they have a little bit of a reprieve when he goes back to the mom gets a phone call from the bully's mom and basically saying like he hasn't been speaking for a couple of days. So they go to the house to try to like figure out what's going on. And the autistic kid goes up to the bully and takes his phone and kind of does this. There's a scene in SpongeBob where Squidward tries to apologize to SpongeBob, but it's so hard for him. So he like, it's just like a weird thing.
Yeah.
And
You know that scene? F you.
so he's trying to apologize to the kid, and the mom interjects and says, he really doesn't want to watch SpongeBob because she doesn't understand. He's trying to fucking apologize because she doesn't pay attention to what her son is trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, finally, the bully kid says it was not Oliver. I was gonna say Oscar.
I was
It
waiting
not-
for it. I was just like,
She
come
says
on.
Oscar, he's turned Hispanic, and it's a whole different movie.
So
Or he turned green into a trash and he lives in a trash can.
Why gotta be Oscar the Grouch? I live in a fucking trash can.
So he says it was Larry, blah blah blah. So then that's when like the mom really realizes like, oh shit, like this is not
real.
just my kid, like this is real. So now him and the bully kid are starting to like repair their relationship. When they're in school, he comes up to him and basically he finds out that like when they were younger and they were trying to like make them friends, because Oliver is autistic, he hit him. Maybe because something happened and he was scared, whatever the situation was, but he hit him and he punched him in the eye or something like that. The mom got upset. The two moms got into a fight. And then Oliver's mom said, Oliver doesn't want to talk to him anymore.
The bully kid.
The bully kid. So then the bully kid took that to offense, and that's why he became a bully.
The bully, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were friends.
Right. And then Oliver explained to him, that's a lie. I never said that, through his like little beep, beep, beep phone.
Yeah.
And so now they're friends again.
Yeah. And you realize the mom's a piece of shit. More
Yeah.
than a piece of shit.
Hey,
Like,
let me go. Mama.
No, wait.
Okay.
Not yet,
so
not yet.
almost.
Okay.
Not yet.
So
We're
then,
getting to the end. Sorry.
so then it cuts to his dad's back at work. And all of a sudden, he sees the thing on his phone again, and the thing is starting to become threatening, basically saying, if you don't let me have your child, I'm gonna, anything that stands in my way, I'm gonna get rid of, essentially.
Yeah.
So then he is being attacked in his phone booth thingy.
Phone booth.
It was in a booth like a toll person.
Yeah. And he magically uses his iPhone to break a piece of his chair off, which is impossible because the phone would have shattered.
That was the one lie, but the rest of it was like manpower.
And just to let you know, because you got to understand where I'm not trying to cut y'all guys off when I talk like this, but when I hear it through the headphones and I'm trying to like think like people are not going to be following us because we're just saying random shit that we remember, but it's not coming out right. But it's just like, just watch the movie and you'll understand what we're
You have
talking
to,
about.
like, see the thing. is,
Yeah,
like,
we're not about to give you like
Like detail, but I'm just saying that's
we
why
can't
I
go
break it
minute by
down.
minute. That's one.
relax, relax.
Yeah.
And two, to be honest, like
It's not about
it's
that, but
you got to do the breakdown of within the commentary. Like me, she's breaking it down.
Mhm.
I'm saying stupid jokes, saying stupid
Yeah,
shit.
that's it.
yeah.
That's
That's
all it is. Like we are trying to just let you know, like honestly, what this movie
Go
is
see
when
the
we get
movie
to the
yourself.
end.
It could be
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
different for you.
You
Anyway,
might like it more than we or
portraying it.
certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so he's in the booth and he starts again the flashing lights and all the stuff, and it's threatening him. And first it's outside of the booth, so he closes the door, and
Did
then
you just see that?
it
did-
flickered.
Dude, my light just fucking
Yes,
flickered.
your lights just flickered.
Oh, I'm
It's a
gonna
surge,
die
man.
tonight.
It's a surge
Fuck.
vibe. Listen, if you get
It's the
killed
last
by Larry,
episode.
me and that nigga scrap.
Sorry.
I'm like, oh, you kill my man's too?
And you're lonely. Don't hold his hand. Just don't hold his hand. It's okay.
You bored. You gonna
But I
die.
am lonely. Larry might be cool.
Just take that. Just take
Like,
that.
I don't want a sponge, nigga. I want some cornbread. Put some cornbread on my bed.
Listen,
I might not get out the shower, but like,
You take the
Like, you
hand,
right.
I'll come in and be like, nah, Nick said it was cool for me to take all this shit. I'm taking all his comic books.
no, he's not.
So anyway,
It's
so
on, it's on camera. You can't take my shit.
it's going to Tommy. Come on. now. Anyway, so so the thing gets in the booth. He was smart enough to use his phone so he can actually see it. He sees it in the booth. He runs out of the booth and he takes the thing that he broke off the chair and jams it in the door. Like that's gonna do anything.
Yeah.
So gets in his truck and fucking takes off. As he's driving, he's doing the stupid phone thing so he can see where this fucking thing is.
But like, oh, I wish I had. my
And
phone.
as he's driving, the lights behind him are going off because again, it takes the power
All right.
from
And
the
can I-
lights.
Can,
Can
I,
I-
can I explain
all
your
all
drive?
right, you
He's going like
explain
this,
it.
right? He's driving, but the whole time he's like this. Like
Nah,
he
I
has
feel
a
you.
pickup, but he's like this. He's not like going back.
Nah,
and
but
forth.
let me
He's
ask a
like
question.
this.
Let me ask a question real quick. Because you're one of them niggas that have one of these. If you have the fucking thing that goes to the window, the phone jack, you think that would have been better?
Yeah.
You mean like
Fuck that. How the hell is the phone jack gonna be better than the nigga jumped on the car and went behind you?
What do you
motherfucker?
mean by
If
a
I
phone
look
jack?
back, no,
The
he's
shit that holds your phone when you
like
GPS.
when you
Oh.
GPS. He's talking about
Yeah.
that. One, if I would have saw the lights going out behind me, I would have stopped. I wouldn't
Yeah.
look.
Why
back
would you
again.
stop?
I
You
That's
said
what
you
I'm
were
s-
gonna say- you
No,
said-
would
I said
never
I was.
stop.
I
Alright,
stepped
alright,
on the
alright.
fucking pedal.
Yeah.
See, he was trying to do.
It
He
sound
was
like
trying to put words in my mouth. I just said.
it sound
I
like
would
you're saying
step
almost
on
stop.
the
It sound like
gas.
you're almost saying you
I
almost stop.
said an ST word, and he thought I said stop. Why would I stop when I saw? Okay, I'm giving up. That's it. Like no, I would have. I would
Okay.
have stepped on the pedal and
So
kept going. I wouldn't
irregardless-
put my phone up there to be like, where is he?
Yeah. So he did.
He's back. He's in back of me.
He
When he
did-
jumped on the car, I would have been like, oh shit, he's on the car.
But
And
he
that's when you
didn't
should've
do that.
flipped
But
it.
he didn't do that.
He
He
did.
didn't. He did not.
My
He
car
did
would've
the
flipped.
he did the stupid shit, and
Yeah.
he looked around, and of course, he got into a car accident. And now he's in the hospital.
Yeah.
So, cut to the mom and the kid at the house, and the kid is coloring, and he thinks everything is fucking fine. And the mom gets a phone call that the dad got into a car accident. And it's again, instead of explaining to the child, your dad got a car accident, we gotta fucking get out of this house.
Mhm.
She tries to like, I don't know,
Tried to hide the shit.
yeah,
To be honest.
yeah.
hide it.
And then all of a sudden, every electronic device in the house starts going crazy. And she starts yanking everything out of the house
Mhm.
because it starts talking to her. So she yanks the TVs off the wall. She yanks all the computers.
She basically she's throwing out Nokias that play Snake on.
yeah.
If you old enough to play Snake, you know
She
what the fuck she
literally
was
took
doing.
out a shoebox with all her old phones and threw them outside. It was
Mhm.
hilarious. So then the last thing that she threw out was the TV in the living room, but it essentially told her that it wanted her son because it fed on loneliness.
Yeah, it's basically it. Once again, we watched another movie that has a lot of depression in it, where it's like, oh, it's about your fucking self-hate. Because
Yeah.
the last movie was the Drew movie with the self-hate.
Yeah.
That was horrible. I said the Drew movie. You know, like that's what it was. Like that's basically where it comes down to when you read the story. It's like,
yes, yes.
oh, you're alone. I'll be your friend. Like,
right.
yeah.
So then it's running. Okay, so it threw everything out of the house and it thought it was safe. And they were going to leave the house, but then the thing, Larry, starts coming out of
Fucking Larry.
all of the
He comes out like Freddy. Like we know when the first Freddy, when she started to like she brought him out the dream world.
yes.
That's kind of the same concept. Like he was
Yes.
able to go through the
screens.
technology
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
like
there.
the monitors that
So
shoot
it
throughout
runs
the
in
TV,
the house and it's
phones.
running all through the house. It runs underneath they run underneath the bed. And it gets to the point where the kid grabs a crayon and a piece of paper and basically says to the mom,
You lied to me.
you lied to me. Oh no, not that you lied to him, that you lied,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
And about like the mom and stuff. And she was trying to say, oh, I was trying to protect you, yada, 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 this and that. You know, basically trying to make excuses for being a piece
Simple
of shit
shit.
mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
simple bitch. I mean,
Yeah.
We'll get into that later.
So
Push
then
through it.
eventually they run out of the house. The kid eventually so the monster is like doing this creepy thing where it's walking all around the bed where they are, walking back and forth. There was a point where you could have probably sliced his Achilles and kind of gotten over
would've
with
been
we
the
got
it.
scene.
into that.
that was
but-
my scene right there.
but
My Puerto Rican ass would have
yeah,
cut the shit
all
out
of our
him.
Puerto Rican
Yes,
asses
all
were
of
thinking
us.
that it was just like, yo, slice his Achilles right now.
Yeah,
Let's
right
do
now,
it. Like,
right now.
how do you not have a knife on you? There's a monster chasing you. I would have had a knife.
Yeah.
And just like,
So when all this was happening, the kid finally said a word. He said the word field because the field is where the bullies took him to and threw his phone that he never found. So he said field, and the mom grabs him and they both ran out of the house, got into the car, ran to the field by the school, was looking for the phone that he lost there. I don't know why, but they were looking for that phone, I guess, to try to destroy it. The thing finally catches up with them and kind of reaches out his hand to the kid.
yeah.
He drags the kid into like the woods, deep into the woods, and then he lets him go, but he reaches out a hand because apparently you have to willingly take its hand for it to take you into. It can't just take you.
Yeah.
He
You
wants
have
a
to
friend.
willingly, So
Larry's lonely, man.
and Larry's
on.
lonely,
I mean,
and
the
he's
name
kind
alone
of
is
pissed
fucking
off.
sad.
Yeah, and Oliver's kind of pissed off because the mom doesn't really understand him, and his friends are, not
I just
really.
like it because I feel like I wish this episode blew up because all the gingers and everyone named Larry is gonna hate us.
Fucking Larry.
So anyway,
I'm Larry.
so as the monster is reaching out to Oliver, and Oliver is starting to reaching out to him because he's kind of in this like, what do I have here? Kind of, mode.
mentality.
Nah, he was looking to quit on life.
Yeah,
I'm
and you
sorry.
get, and the funny thing is, he didn't have to say it; you just read it,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So then, out of nowhere, the mom reaches for the monster's hand and basically says, "I'll be your friend."
To Larry.
Now,
I'll be there
my
for
thing
you.
was, so you're gonna leave your autistic child in an empty field by himself
I'ma let that
while
rock. I'ma let that rock.
while the
I'ma let it
father
rock.
is
Is in hospital.
in the hospital,
Mhm.
laid up, not even awake.
Mm.
So you're gonna
Nah.
leave him there.
Nah, she gonna do that. She gonna
But
do
not
that.
even just that.
But I'm ready to say why.
But-
I'm ready to
Okay,
say why.
so-
What? Okay. Go ahead,
So-
go ahead.
Let's
so-
wrap it up so I can say why. I'm
Okay.
on the shoot.
I'm gonna wrap it up real quick. The monster takes the mom. The dad gets the kid eventually.
Larry didn't want her at first, though.
Shut up. Larry
Not
took her.
everybody. do.
Larry took her. And because he just wants a friend, and so now everybody's happy. The dad's with the son. He's a little crippled because he fucked up his leg in the accident.
Larry.
And at night, the mom comes to see Oliver, and they dance in the middle of.
And it's like a ghetto happy ending.
Yes,
Yeah.
a ghetto happy ending. Okay, so
Like
now
Oliver swinging by himself, like the way the father sees it, because he's crippled, and he's looking like, "What the fuck is going on?"
but then he's smart and he looks at his phone and realizes
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
his
mom.
wife.
Okay,
At least she pointed out the easy part for me.
yeah. Okay, so now Andrew.
What?
I
The
want
Andrew?
you-
Why you got throw?
No, because
All right.
you want
Yeah,
Nah,
you
it's
wanna
not
talk
woman
shit
hating.
about the
One,
mom.
all right, we're gonna just go right into the shits.
yes.
One, I'll say the movie was decent. Wasn't better than Z at all.
Oh wow,
At all.
okay.
But it was good. It was right there, almost level, but it didn't have the same build and
Yeah.
dramatic feeling wise.
Not
That's
the same
one.
creepiness and stuff. Yeah.
Definitely not. Two, that mom was fucking trash.
Even though you love her,
I love her,
the
As-
actress.
the actress, and she's beautiful and everything. Love her. She was fucking trash in that movie. The whole concept of the fucking movie, like kind of in a weird way, it was the breaking of the happy home. Because the kid loved his pops and he was closer with his pops, and the mom was being a bitch. And that's why at the end of the movie, when she says, like, why stop acting this way? Like, Dude, you're a bitch. Like you're a bitch.
She
Honestly,
said, "Why can't you be normal?"
yeah, be normal.
Yeah, at a breaking point when she was
Yeah.
like throwing everything out of the house, she
She,
yells at him.
she
and
does
says,
that
"Why
to
can't you
him,
be
but
normal?"
earlier in the movie, she even says to the father, "He likes you more than he likes me." And
Yeah,
you-
because he
you-
won't
you-
look at her in the eyes.
Yeah, and you kick the man out the house to live in the basement.
Yeah.
So like throughout the whole movie, the man
She's
is being
selfish.
the
She's
man was
selfish.
smart as fuck throughout the whole movie. Throughout the whole movie, she was just fucking stupid. She got the bullies trying to. She go back to the bully's crib. She do all this self-conscious, like selfish shit. Like I'm just here for myself until she's seen the monster. This is why women could be trash. Not saying all women. I say some women could be trash.
Most. You say most or no?
I'll say most women could be trash.
I just want him to get more.
Yeah. Because I don't realize how selfish I can act, like on some real shit. Because you do all of this shit, and then at the end you want me to sympathize and be like, "Oh, look it, she sacrificed herself for her son." But then at the end of the movie, you reflip it. If you really look at it, it's like she's there finally playing with her son and finally looking at when she's fucking dead. The father's still like aware enough to be like, "Oh, let me take my smartphone, which is brought to you by Apple, and fucking use the shit to see that is that like me. Like I ain't gonna lie, I'm using the cane. I would have knocked the bitch upside the head. Like it's like, yo, you ain't even want to be with my son. Like you didn't care. Like I had to take my son to work. You ain't even want him to go to school. Like you would never dare there. Like you didn't really care. Like she was very self-centered.
Yeah, throughout the whole movie.
Throughout the whole shit. And it just is one of the reasons why Larry worked all of y'all.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Marissa.
No, I
What's your opinion?
I
And
agree.
versus Z, by the way.
Versus Z. I felt like, you know what? I felt like
The dad died in Z. The dad literally caught fire in the house.
yes. I think
Niggas
Z
all
was,
day.
I felt like Z had more of a creepy factor. I feel like the acting in this was much better because they had actually experienced actors in
Okay,
it.
I'll give you that.
But there was no buildup. There was no super like eeriness about it. The kid wasn't creepy at all. And even the monster wasn't really that creepy. That weird ticking thing is played out.
Yeah.
And it
You look like a
I'm
fake
sorry,
monster from
Nikki, but it's-
Cloverfield.
No, don't say sorry.
You look like a
'cause
fake
I'll-
monster from like the Cloverfield movies.
I'll give you my opinion after you. But do you
Yeah.
have any rebuttal towards
But I
his
mean,
hating?
no,
I'm
no,
not
no,
hating
I-
on nothing. Like, listen,
No,
it's not
my
women
whole-
hate. It's
no,
not
no.
none of-
I'm
It's
trying to
just
argue.
pointing out the real
No.
facts.
I'm
No,
trying
no,
to
I thought he was gonna go in.
No,
but-
because I could go in, but it's not about this. I could just do it naturally.
Yeah.
No. But my thing is, you can't have a horror movie without horrible parenting. It has to be either horrible parenting, dumb teenagers, or just really obnoxious, inferior people.
No, which is true because as we get older, we become assholes.
Yeah. And like I feel like in this aspect, they could have done better with like if she was really a mom of an autistic child. And the thing is like they kept telling her he needs to be like around other kids like and to socialize. I'm like, she don't have any brothers and sisters. They don't have no cousins. They don't got no like anything.
No horror
anything.
movies do that.
But yeah, I was
Batman don't even have fucking like that's the thing I get on people with
Fuck
Batman, and
Batman.
I'm not trying to like go on an offshoot because I just want to prove your go to your point. Is like when I talk about DC people, I was like, you're telling me that Batman, and this goes to the horror
Bruce Wayne.
movies where it's like, so the butler, he doesn't have aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, anybody that could take him in. His butler took him in, and he still treats him like a butler.
Yeah.
Doesn't teach her like a father figure. But anyway, we'll get into that when we talk about DC shit. But I'm saying like that's the same point when it comes to horror movies.
But you have to have a certain level of discipline because like a horror movie would never happen in our family. Let me tell you why. Okay, so the minute one of our children starts seeing some bullshit,
Mhm.
now you got to realize half of our families in Pennsylvania and half of us are here. Now, if my brother called me and said like so and so started seeing some weird fucking alien bullshit in the house or monster bullshit in the house, yeah, no, we would be over there in a heartbeat, and I would bring over some, sage to fucking clean the house.
Sage is not real.
Shut the fuck
I'm
up.
sorry for every female out there that wants to fucking cleanse the world.
I would salt the entire fucking house.
What did
I would bring a
Anchorman-
bruja over to make sure that they cleanse the
Get
entire
up.
house. I would get holy water from my mother-in-law's Catholic fucking church. I don't give a fuck if I believed in it or
What-
not,
what
because
did
somebody in the house will
What
believe
did
in us.
Anchorman teach you, Andrew? There's only two things that are real.
Voodoo is not real.
I would bring every fucking religion into that house to make sure that shit was good.
Can't stand it. Fucking every girl grabs fucking.
And then for
spirit
whatever
rocks and
wasn't
sage.
good would be, my husband's arsenal. But that's,
Yeah.
Hey, at the end of the day, Mom Smooth, I'm kicking a kid down the stairs. I don't know.
So if your nephew all of a sudden becomes possessed, you're kicking
Yeah.
him
I'm
down
kicking
the
that
stairs.
nigga down the stairs.
Yeah.
I'm be like, if you don't get right by these stairs, like clapping you as you fall, I can't help you.
If he yells like
That's
Theo as he's going down the
Nah,
stairs.
you going down. It's like if it was like the leprechaun. Like if they would have ran
Andrew
into some shit like that.
Andrew plays heartless, but he'll be like, God damn it, my nephew.
Nah. There's certain
As
levels to
he's
this
falling
shit.
down
Yeah,
the
like,
stairs.
While he falls down the stairs, I'll probably be like, "Oh, my nigga," and I'll be like, "Yo, you good?" And he would come back and his head would spin. I'll kick the shit out of him again. Like that's how you gotta be though. Like you can't.
Wait
can't
till
be
this
that
motherfucker
sensitive.
has kids.
I
Wait.
know.
What do you mean? I love kids. Yo, everybody
No.
in my family will
It's
tell you
different.
I'm very protective of kids. I love kids, but at the same time, I know y'all bring the evil. The same way cats do.
Stop
Y'all bring.
saying shit.
y'all
man.
bring evil. So I'm ready to go. Like it could be evil you, or it could be evil the woman that you came out of. I don't know, but it's gonna be evil
That's
So
somewhere.
men
somewhere.
can
Woman's
never
not-
carry evil?
Nope.
Woman, no, man can't carry. No, man,
Come
man-
on.
Why?
Man would never
Because
carry
Eve.
evil.
Why?
Because of Eve.
We gave you something and then you fucked it up.
What are you
Pandora.
talking about?
Eve.
We gave you a
All
fucking
that
rib.
shit,
That
Marissa.
didn't
We gave
never
y'all
happen.
rib, then y'all talk us into eating apples. Y'all fucking horrible. The whole existence of women is to fuck up a nigga.
I
Niggas-
love it.
It's fucking crazy.
See,
Bullshit.
Marissa, this is great
Bullshit.
because I keep telling him this is a pop culture podcast, but
But this is the culture.
but I want a podcast about relationships, but I think you would be great on it just to have that aspect, like fucking bitches fuck up
Like,
everything.
I love y'all. I
No.
love women. It's Puerto Rico women. I love y'all. Make me some
Whatever.
rice and
Yeah.
No.
beans. We out.
Because if it
But at the
wasn't
end of the
for
day, y'all
some
niggas,
of
y'all
you
wanna kill me.
motherfuckers are so disorganized. If it wasn't for us organizing shit, you would never get shit
See,
done.
I got OCD, so that's impossible for me.
Bullshit.
But anyway, we're gonna get back on track here, and we're gonna
We'll
talk
have a
about
relationship podcast on another
Yeah.
podcast.
And
then
I'm ready to go.
that's the nights where it's gonna be real talk, and we
Uh.
might get into actual arguments. But
I might
for-
have to punch Andrew in the face.
You
I
might
don't
have
know.
to.
What the fuck? I gotta get pushing.
you might have to.
Like, yo, I'm just going off of the strength of what I know, and I've seen shit.
Alright.
If what's gonna
Alright.
happen, she might actually hit both of us because that's probably like the only subject we actually agree on is women. But anyway, my opinion of this thing, I think, is way better than Z for a few reasons. But maybe it's because it's the first movie like I seen this before Z.
So you're
So-
kind of tainted.
Yeah, because I felt like it's done better. It's the same.
Okay, on the
concept.
scale of 1 to 10, give it your
Can
1
I
to 10.
give my fucking opinion?
No,
of the
fuck
movie?
your opinion.
No, give you 1 to 10. And we're
Wow,
about to.
you
we're-
just fucking
Because we
cut me
heard
off.
this shit. We heard this shit last Tuesday.
No, we didn't.
Okay, fine. I'll
No,
let you
forget
pay
it. Forget it. I give it a fucking 8 out of fucking.
Yeah, you give it at an 8. You give it a positive fucking 8.
Next, I'll shut off my mic now. I can't talk. Go ahead. Let's shut it off. Go ahead. No, I gave it
Stop
an 8.
being so.
There you go. No, it's an 8. You heard me. You don't even have to hear it in the microphone. I shut it off. Give it an 8.
Stop being so sensitive.
Oh,
You're such a sensitive
Go ahead,
fuck.
go ahead. You can't hear me. Go ahead. My mic is shut off. Go ahead. So, 8. What do you give it,
All right.
Marissa?
No, we'll do it at the same time just to cut this off faster. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
5.
7.
7 and 5. 7 and 5. 8, 7, 5. Okay. I guess we're gonna cut it off now because these motherfuckers can go
It
off
was.
track.
I was hyped. I was ready for a lot of shit, and I ain't get none of it.
You see?
I ain't
You
get none
see
of
this
it.
sensitive motherfucker that I have to
Yeah.
deal with? Oh
Yo,
my
I
God,
wanted more.
relax.
This is gonna
Nobody died besides the mom. Nobody died.
And she
Okay.
didn't even exactly
so
die. She
see
went
this
to
is
an
where
alternate
I was trying
dimension.
to when I give my example, this is what you could have went off of, but you want to shut me down. And you could be like, oh, you could have made a great point. Yo, at least a couple people died. And there you go.
Yeah.
All right, fuck you guys. We're cutting this off. And I hope you enjoyed the
It's
podcast.
okay. I love y'all.
I hate you.
Peace. Follow the stream.
You're so fucking sensitive. Stop it.
All right.
I'm gonna be back
YouTube,
in like a couple of days.
Spotify, SoundCloud,
Oh, Godzilla,
Anchor.
Oh yeah, yeah,
King
yeah.
Kong, Godzilla, King Kong, coming soon.
Yes.
That's definitely by Thursday, because I'm definitely gonna be ready to talk about Thursday.
And then, we're going to have our Invincible Winter Soldier shit on Friday.
And we're gonna
Saturday.
split that up in two. I'm letting them know pre-production. We're gonna split it up in two because it's easier.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's how it's going to be. So peace.
Haha.